Yesterday, we had the executives from the big tech firms going to the US Senate and being grilled by the US senators. Mark Zuckerberg had an interesting session. The discussion and obviously the scrutiny was about safety, especially when it comes to children on these platforms. And it kind of made me realize, considering all the debates that we're currently having with big government and big business, including big tech, is about safeguarding, but it always goes towards restricting free speech and actually monitoring mean posts on social media. They haven't really done the actual safeguarding for children that they were supposed to be doing. The whole excuse that they had with this online safety bill and everything else was supposed to be protecting children. In reality, obviously, the practice is to restrict free speech, but they haven't actually done what they were supposed to be doing. Watch this.
So you didn't take any action. You didn't take any action. You didn't fire anybody. You haven't compensated a single victim. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. There's families of victims here today. Have you apologized to the victims? Would you like to do so now? Well, they're here. You're on national television. Would you like now to apologize to the victims who have been harmed by your product? Show them the pictures. Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
I'm sorry for everything that you've done. No one should have to go through the things that your families have suffered. And this is why we invested so much and are going to continue doing industry-leading efforts to make sure that no one has to go through the types of things that your families have had to suffer.
You know, why, Mr. Zuckerberg, why should your company not be sued for this? Why is it that you can claim, you hide behind a liability shield, you can't be held accountable?
Now, that is obviously a fair question. The issue we're currently facing, because the globalized world is getting bigger, well, the world's getting smaller, but the institutions are getting bigger. Governments are getting bigger. Businesses are getting bigger, so they go hand in hand. That means that when Mark Zuckerberg goes into a Senate hearing to answer basic questions, he spends hours and days preparing for it. He's going to have people training him how to actually respond to certain things, the media training, public speaking and everything else. So he's not being himself. He's basically being an alien. He's like a robotic alien who, even if he had to apologize, he was like, oh, okay, I'll do this. What did the person tell me to say? Oh, I'll just say this. I'm going to sit down in a minute. It's absolutely disgusting. Let's go to the next video. This is actually Ted Cruz grilling Mark Zuckerberg.
Instagram also displayed the following warning screen to individuals who were searching for child abuse material. These results may contain images of child sexual abuse. And then you gave users two choices: get resources or see results anyway. Mr. Zuckerberg, what the hell were you thinking?
All right, Senator. The basic science behind that is that when people are searching for something that is problematic, it's often helpful to, rather than just blocking it, to help direct them towards something that that could be helpful for getting them to get help.
In what, I understand get resources. In what sane universe is there a link for see results anyway?
Well, because we might be wrong. We try to trigger this warning, or we tried to, when we think that there's any chance that the results.
Okay, you might be wrong. Let me ask you, how many times was this warning screen displayed?
I don't know, but you
don't know. Why don't you know?
I don't know the answer to that off the top.
It's like basically going to a drug dealer and he says, well, I'm going to sell you this drug. It's right here. It's right in front of you. You can take it. Or, before you take it, I'm just going to point out, across the road, there's a rehab center. Would you like to go there? Or would you like the drugs anyway? And that's what happens. It's funny because, again, the problem is when it comes to everything else, your individual liberty and your free speech, they completely restrict that. They don't even give you the option to see the results anyway. You will get banned. But when it comes to actual harm to children, yeah, it's a little bit more loose. This is what actually we had a situation where Nick Clegg, who works for Mark Zuckerberg, actually gave this idea to Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg rejected Nick Clegg's plea for more child protection on Facebook and Instagram. So basically, Zuckerberg turned down this request from Clegg for new staff because of other pressures and priorities. Oh yeah, he was too busy with everything else. Yeah, he was too busy creating the metaverse or whatever. To listen to Nick Clegg saying, this is not a good look. we probably have to do something about it. Even Nick Clegg. Even Nick Clegg. Anyway, we'll keep you guys posted on this story as usual. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.